Hello and good day. Welcome back to the Suburban Axeman, where we're going to help you keep the home fires burning, even if you live in the suburbs. And in our last episode, we talked about the various tools and techniques you can use, from moving your firewood from where you're collecting it to where you're going to either split it or store it. We highlighted one of the most overlooked tools, the Picaroon. And in this episode, we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into the capabilities of this unique tool from a science aspect, and then we'll do a couple of quick demonstrations to show you how efficient it can be. The science of this device is actually pretty cool. The way it works is that once you strike the log, the hook is designed such that once it is embedded in the log, when you lift the handle to pick it up, the weight of the log creates leverage, forcing the hook further into the wood, which kind of cradles the wood pressed up against the underside of the hook, which provides support from underneath. While the science and engineering of this tool is pretty impressive, all you really need to remember is how much simpler it can make your workload. It's simpler, less exhausting, and thus more efficient. By way of highlighting, we'll do a quick stacking simplicity demonstration, which will showcase the ease and speed with which you can move a lot of logs. We have 48 recently collected and hastily deposited oak logs, and we're going to see how long it takes to stack them into a neat standalone log stack. We set a time stamp and set it to the beginning and started it at the first log strike. Each of these logs weighs between 25 and 75 pounds. The fabulous thing about the Picaroon is that you can gaff and move almost all of these logs without ever having to bend over, which is the #1 cause of back fatigue and ache. This is not to say you won't be burning any calories. Any amount of log moving is going to be quite a workout. And as you can see, it's pretty easy to work up a sweat. But I don't even want to think about how long this might have taken me if I didn't have the Picaroon, or what it might have done to my back. So we just demonstrated a very smart and efficient way to move about 48 logs into a neat stack, which amounts to just about half a cord. We moved it from a random eyesore pile of wood to a relatively neat stack, which obviously could be quite a bit neater, but we just wanted to do it for speed and see how long it took. So now that we've shown you responsible tool usage involving the Picaroon, we're going to shift gears a little bit and show you something slightly less responsible, but hopefully one that will demonstrate the unique and powerful abilities of the Picaroon and the lifting prowess of its unique hook. This large round of ash weighs in at 160 pounds. It's one of the larger ones on the property right now, and it's much heavier than I or anyone else should be expected to be able to lift. We're going to see if it can be deadlifted from one well-centered strike of the Picaroon. I didn't say it. I was going to deadlift it. Once we set the first strike of the Picaroon, the hook did its thing as we tighten up the slack on the engine crane. You can see that the Picaroon doesn't think twice about lifting 160 pounds of partially seasoned ash wood. So learn to use the Picaroon. You'll be glad you did. Sometimes dislodging the hook from the log round sometimes can take a little bit of practice. You can even, if you're on a very tight budget, make one at home. Although Picaroons are not generally very expensive, their cost is comparable to any of the axes you're going to find. And the time and the energy that it's going to save you, you'll find make it well worth any investment. Next episode, we'll talk about setting up a log base for splitting, a chopping center, if you will, and we'll talk about some of the many tools available for splitting your wood. For now, though, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Suburban Axeman. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button also, and check us out on suburbanaxeman.com. And of course, right here on this YouTube channel. So we'll see you there. Till then, I'm Scythe DeVoe. Be well and communicate. Right now, I got a split.